What is good, YouTube family? We got some big news in the hip hop music industry. Earlier, it was reported that The Weeknd sold his catalog, but per Billboard, a statement just been released that The Weeknd did not sell his catalog for 1 billion. His catalog was valued at 1 billion, and he took out a loan against his album for 250 million and leased it to an investment firm, which took 25% equity stake in his masters and publishing. The Weeknd and Cash XO keep 75% ownership and control. Yeah, this is something new we're seeing in the industry. Obviously, it's been reported that a lot of artists like Future, NBA YoungBoy, a ton of other different artists have sold their catalogs, and this is kind of new as far as unique ways of getting funding to, I don't know what it is, to fund your business, to fund different ideas. So here's an official statement by Billboard. The closing of The Weeknd's much rumored and reported catalog partnership deal wasn't only distinctive for being one of the few known artist acquisitions to reach the 1 billion valuation level, but also because it represents probably one of the more leveraged deals in the annuals of artist music asset trading. According to sources, in simplified terms, the deal can be described as raising 1 billion for The Weeknd's music assets, of which 75% was raised through debt, with Lyric Capital Partnership holding a 25% equity stake in the artist's catalog. The deal is said to encompass his master recordings, which sources say he owns in conjunction with his manager, Wassim Sal Slavy, and his publishing, which sources suggest he owns 75% of through a co-publishing stake and his writer's share. The remaining 25% of publishing, which is not a part of the Lyric Capital deal, is now owned by Core Music Partners. So when I see things like this, it tells me two different things that's happening within the industry. Maybe I'm not going to say the money's drying up, because The Weeknd is a great artist. He's streaming high, and like I said, his catalog is worth 1 billion just in the valuation. So whatever he makes per year, multiply that by 10, and that's how you get that evaluation. Maybe it changes for music, whatever it might be, but this is how corporations do it and businesses do it. So yeah, that money is drying up in the streams, or even just how they're processing this money. But guys like The Weeknd, he seems to be ahead of the curve in the pack, and at least being able to hold on to most of the equity of his project and just leveraging it. I think this is a brilliant idea. It gives you time. It's definitely still a loan, but rather than lose full control over an asset, to me, should be like generations and generations of wealth. So like, I think you should, whatever it takes, if you're an artist and you get the opportunity to even have somebody want to buy your catalog in lump sum like this and cash you out, I would think long and hard about it, because like I said, this is something that hundreds and thousands of years, I don't know, maybe 50s to hundreds of years will be accumulating and making money and making streams. Just imagine people in 50 and 60 years are going to come back and say, oh man, like, let's check out The Weeknd. I heard about him, I saw him somewhere, but I haven't heard this 2010 music or 2020 music. Let's check this out. Let's refresh on the 2020s, and they're going to stumble upon The Weeknd in his catalog. So even 50 years later, somebody's going to be cashing out on what The Weeknd does. You know what I'm saying? All of his music that he's created, all the time, his life he's put into telling these stories. And I think this is brilliant to leverage against your catalog. There is risk, obviously, with any leveraging, but I believe he has more on the horizon. He's a great streaming artist. Like I said, I think he makes anywhere between 50 million in streams per year. So just do the numbers. You can back it up. I don't know if it's 10 years, I don't know if it's 15 or 20 for him to recoup all of this, but I don't think it's a bad thing to do when you're an artist that's The Weeknd, that can still tour at a high level, that is still, I wouldn't say necessarily in his prime, but whenever he drops, the whole world's going to be anticipating and checking it out. Like he has the pop and R&B kind of clash, had a baby and you get the Weeknd. So it's like, yeah, this is very innovative, and I look forward to see if more artists are doing this or if this becomes a norm in the industry. But like I said, thank you guys so much for watching. Please comment below like your feelings on artists being able to do this, and what would you do if you are NBA YoungBoy, Futures, the Weekends. You can get a lump sum of the money to basically be able to invest it kind of early, maybe 10 years before, or you can do the long game and just accumulate it over time and let the asset just continue to be in your name. Like, let me know in the comments. But thank y'all again for watching. Like this video, sub to the channel. I'll see you on the next one. We're out.